Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 plays, playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. You really like to see, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notify bell to be notified when I upload videos and our scheduled streams. I did do a little bit of looking in the wiki, and it seems like the game will only last 1,600 game days in game. We're in, I don't know, maybe 800 days in or more. We've done in Lindsay's journal. There's not a lot left, so we're waiting for stuff to come to me. All I have basically to do here is a lot of kingdom stuff. I have 252 days before this happens. I think there's some quests left for my people, but I don't think they're going to show up anytime soon. It wouldn't be nice to happen in this big lull. So a lot of this is going to be, I'm going to do some inventory management here. First off, I'm going to go over here to this thing. Oops, get off my paws. I'm just going to take all this stuff, and I'm going to, I should do this by type, so it's quicker. I'm going to take all this stuff, I'm going to try to maximize my armor classes and abilities and things, and then stuff that I don't need, I'm going to just dump. I'm going to keep my trophies, as it were, but there's a lot of stuff that I just don't need to carry around. Those are my spares. Okay. And then there was something down here. I think I have all 5 of these now. So I'm going to go to the storyteller and see if I can get a story out of those. Okay. So we're going to do some inventory management, and I'm going to go to the storyteller first. See if we get a story out of these Haldon things, because that's usually free experience points. I cannot wait to travel distant lands that the previous owner dreamt of adventure and fame. Where her path led, I certainly do. Then listen, and I shall recount to you the story of the search of the gemstone cave. Set of items to their story. So that's the Talon thing. Let's do this. So 10,000 gold, 1,500 experience points. Snap out, snap. No. Okay. Smith face gently, rain rushes your sky. No hands aiming on the edge of the map. Process the home for those who do not shy away from adventure designed to where we will find a freedom and prosperity. Okay. Jaxine Treston from the Tandank Plains. The family is old but not rich. Inheritance, the youngest daughter barely covered the horse's cart and supplies for this trip, but who cares? Sharp mind, strong hands ready for hard work. Children will know riches my ancestors could hardly dream of. On the Emperor's orders, the Fifth Army exploration mapped the region around the Great Selin River. Endless miles of plains, hills, woods, swamps. My ancestors served in this army as they mentioned a particular cave filled with wonderful gemstones, floor to ceiling. I returned back, leaving the gems unclaimed for centuries. Now they'll be mine. Onward. The army, it's a real mystery. My ancestors spared no words describing the beauty and riches of the cave. Can you explain why the army had left such a treasure? Maybe that part of the diary was lost. Oh, more interesting then. Maybe we'll go to shed some light on this ancient mystery. I'm finding the land where it now is located, my own property, and a part of the town. However, that are tries to take from me, they'll have to deal with not just me, but the Imperial Army as well. There's so much time has passed, a lot could change, but there are still no big cities and still have lands today. Some of the mining gemstones there, I think we'd heard about by now. Go on. Well, this region, the Cane Lands. It's a strange, eerie place. What we originally took for hills through turned out to be ancient mounds, where you might find the buried bones of unbelievably ancient creatures older even than Earthfall. feels like it must be around here somewhere. Worship Pines followed us, albeit a wry, cunning smile. Among the hills, we caught a bunch of kobolds all dressed up like nobles at some celebration. Decorated with shining gemstones, and their leader proudly wore an ancient Talon knee pad on his head. The interrogation didn't take long. After decapping one of them, the others almost fell over themselves to tell us where they found their ornaments. The just that I imagined as a red magistrate setting. It was a huge hall shining with gems of all colors and hues. We didn't have any problems detecting the kobolds. The other half just fled, apparently wanting the last word. An old kobold, or chieftain, maybe, or shaman, took his highnesses and yelled a curse. I just laughed and threw a torch at him. He disappeared. I had won. The gems of the Fifth Army were mine. What exactly? He yelled that they would go. Obviously, artificial interest in Holy Mounds. He and a small team went in to explore it. 2 hours later, then smoke rushed out of the mound. And then it exploded. All that remained was a smoldering crater. We didn't risk fooling around with any ancient legacies after that, and later we had enough of our own trouble to worry about. Ancient girders supporting the walls, rusty tools scattered around. There were also graves, several of which had been opened by the kobolds. Pieces of ancient held on the wall. It seems ancient people had been mining the gems here after all. We had no way to find out what happened to them. By property, and we began our own work. From the mine, just locals and people started traveling from far. Miners, bards, brewers, forest traders of all kinds, elders on a squad of soldiers to guard the new imperial mine and trade routes as well. And as prosperous, too bad it didn't last long. It took us less than a year to discover what happened to the mine's previous owners and why it had been abandoned. We reburied them honorably and paid for services. Move on. Things are going great, and the rumor of an epidemic started spreading to the town. You're better than hearing that. Gray stains on the skin along with nosebleeds was simply a sentence. Didn't just leave, they died out from ash leprosy. We were infected when we explored their graves. Best Clark and heals the money to buy all said the same thing. The disease wasn't curable. So hold over that I brought enough time we could find a cure, but news of the epidemic reached the Imperial Army. Quarantined the arterial and our guardians became our jailers. Sealed off by a triple cordon of guards, we continued mining gemstones like before, but the traders took advantage of our situation and raised the prices to keep from dying. I lived on as the Empire kept sending a new workforce for us, branded criminals. Healers, I lived longer than many others, but soon I didn't even dare leave my house. It seemed not a single person in the settlement didn't wish me dead. I died alone, slowly rotting alive, surrounded by treasure beyond measure, a leper queen of a doomed kingdom. My last thought was of how funny the kobold's curse had seemed, and how quickly it had come true. It may have been incurable in Jackeen's time, but the Taldons eradicated it completely centuries ago. Besides, it's impossible that any trace remains of the leprosy and surrounded the mine so long ago. It was inherited by her family. The colony of lepers continued mining gemstones for many years, until the mine was depleted. Once the mine was done, the town slowly died out. Once the last leper had died, Empire son of clerics moved to the site, and they used prayers and spells to reduce the infected town to safe ashes and collapse the entrance to the depleted mine. 1,500 years have passed since no one even remembers the colony existed there anymore. As for the mine, it may still be found in the cavelands, but there are no longer any treasures there to claim. Well, it was free experience points and an interesting little story. Alright, we're going to go do some inventory management here. Start with Lindsay. One of the things that I've kind of realized, this is cute and sounds really nice for her. 2 additional rounds and 2 enhancement to charisma. But we have over here didn't I have? See, I have a headband of Luring Charisma 6, and her spells are based on charisma. As is your is it perception? No, perception's wisdom. Use magic devices based on charisma. And then her persuasion, but she doesn't do a lot of persuading. But I found out that bards are based on their based on their charisma for their spells, I guess. Because like right now, she has 6 of 6. And if you put in this, she wears this instead. This goes up to a 23. And she gets more uses of her spells on all of her levels. So she's going to be wearing that from now on. What else was I going to do for her? I don't think there was anything else to really do for her. Thought about changing this out. I mean, it gives her a +5 to trickery, so I don't really want to get rid of it. But I might need to at some point. I'm not sure. Aram. Oh, I know what I was going to do for him. This is a... doesn't make much difference. They're both the same armor class, but this one weighs less, so he'll be able to carry more when he's with us. Takes down our overall encumbrance. That was about all I think I was going to do for him. Got to remember to use this, though. Makes it last twice as long. That needs to stay on my clerics for when they do their buff spells. Otherwise, he's pretty good. Alright. Oh, I think I'm just going to give him a Cloak of Resistance +3. Don't have any better rings of defense yet. But that raises his... Uncandio. +2. Now luck ring. I put on the dragon helmet already for him for damage reduction 5. I think he's pretty much done here. I might take out his swift boots to put on something else. Not sure yet. Amiri. She has this, gets her rage longer for more rounds. She's got mobility, strength, and constitution. Three. Been having her use this because it does 14 to 24. This was probably a mistake to bother with this. It does give her a +5 weapon when she rages, but it does do less damage. And then she switches out great axes depending on what we need. If she's going up against undead, we use that instead. So this is Val's old Gleaming Bastard sword. I'm thinking I would like to find something that would give her this same armor class, but without... She's at an armor class of 30, but this takes 3 off her ability checks. So this is not a 24, it's a 21. Same thing here. So I'm thinking if I get a level with her, I'm going to max these 2 things out and make her my athletics mobility specialist. Just because we really need to have somebody do that. The checks are getting harder and harder these days. So I need to find her something that's like a mithril breastplate that won't cut down her things or whatever. But I don't think there's a lot to change on her right now. Get better athletics gloves that give her like a +5 instead of a +3, but I don't have any of those. So she's pretty much tricked out as best as I can do. She has on this, which gives her an extra 2 to her armor class. That's why I did that. Because she has her own damage reduction from being a barbarian. Val has on the +6 headband, so that her charisma is really up there to help with her kingdom stuff, and it also helps her will save. Will help her when she gets a level. I wish I would have had this a long time ago, because then her intelligence would be great. One thing I don't have is anything to help her constitution. The reason why she only has a +2 ring to her armor class is because it gives her an extra +1 on her attack. And then we checked her out with this, which gave her a +6 to her strength. And this gives her a +4 to her dexterity. And if you look at her armor class, she actually gets to use all of her dexterity and stuff because she's high enough level that she's ignoring all the minuses from her shield and stuff. Would like to get her a better... This is a +3 and gives her a damage reduction too. So that's really kind of nice too. And then we got this from one of my artisans. So she has a +4 sword now. So pretty much she's going to be using this against just probably about everything, because she's got all sorts of bonuses with this thing. It's just 16 to 25 damage with that. So that's pretty much her weapon forever. I might trade this out to somebody else, but not sure yet. So I think Val was pretty much set as well. Now we get down to the interesting people. I've been looking at her. One of the things that she can do, she can actually use a longsword, being an elf. So I thought, this does slashing damage as it is. This is pretty much what she's going to use. 5 to 16 before the cold, and 12 to 23 because of her strength and stuff. She doesn't have on a belt, so I was thinking I needed to probably put a belt on her. I have her having the Forest Knight's Bracers, because if Fae hit her, then they can be 1 to D4 rounds frightened. Gave her the Blessed String. She only has a ring of protection +2 and a cloak of +2. Did put the chainmail on her, but it slows her down. So, but then again, on her, she's not into athletics and mobility anyway, so, or stealth. Her big thing is perception, and fair balance of knowledge of the world and stuff. So, then I gave her this because it gives her +4 on her wisdom, which is what her spells are based on, and it lets her use her judgment ability an extra time a day, which is what her big thing is. So I thought I would give her the Flaming Longsword +2. If you put that there, this here. Now she is, and then switch over to this one. She's only +13 to attack, but does 9 to 21 damage, and then she also has an attack with the dagger. So she gets some attacks in. Normally if I switch to melee, it's probably going to be to go to the club, because it does 11 to 25, and she's pretty good to hit with it. And then she has this bow, which lets her have point blank and precise shots, so she can use the bow fairly effectively if she needs to be shooting from long range. 9 times out of 10, she's going to be using this, as far as I can tell. So that's Jathael that way. I was looking to see if I should give her a belt. Her armor class is 25. Because of the chainmail. Now you could... The chainmail gives her an armor class of 10. I used to have her in the Reaper's vest. Chain shirt's a 5. This is an armor class of 6. I really hate having her be so slow, though, is the problem. What's this? 10. If I gave her this and a dexterity belt, she'd be darn close to where she's at now. I'll come back to her in a minute. This girl. This gives her an armor class of 5 deflection, so she doesn't need deflection rings. And then I had a ring of invasion on her, which makes no sense because as a rogue, she already has it. So this was a waste. This is nice. It lets her throw an entanglement. Excuse me. This is helping her spells with her intelligence. And then this gives her a +2 resistance on saving throws. She has something else that gives her resistance to. What's this? This helped her stealth checks. I was thinking of putting these on Uncondile because stealth is what we use in camp. And maybe swap these boots between the two of them, depending on who's running with me. Not sure yet. This gives her that. This gives her something that gave her resistance. Yeah, this gives her a +4 saving throw resistance. So the ring, this cloak is not really giving her an extra 2 because they're both the same. This gives her a 4 with a 5 armor class and some help on getting her spells through her enemies. This gives her fire, cold, electric, and acid resistance 15s, which is why she's wearing that. Because this is taking care of her resistance, and then this is just so that she can throw Sickening Entanglement. Just gives us another person that can throw that spell when she's in the party. Otherwise, I don't think there's any armors that are going to be much better than this for her. You could probably put this on her, but there's a 15% chance that her armor class... I mean, you could do that and then put a cloak on her and check her out traditionally, but I think she's doing pretty good this way. This gives her extra knowledge, Arcania skill. So that's something because that's what she does. She's like all things magic. Okay, I'm not sure about those boots. I think I want to put those on Uncondile and put the speed boots on Theo. Because she's 21 in stealth. And if we go back to Uncondile, he's already a 20. He'd be a 25 with the boots. He'd be a 25 with the boots. Plus I can rank him up some more in stealth. He'd get up to about 30. Interesting decisions there. Because he really doesn't need the speed. I think we're going to do that. We're going to swap this out. Let's go here. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to put those on Uncondile. So he's going to be now, he's a 25 plus anything else I can give him. And she's been slowed down because of her armor, so I'm going to speed her back up. Okay. Otherwise with her, I have her doing this weapon set. She does 4 to 12 with this one, 3 to 6 with this. The reason why is this here gives her a +3 dodge bonus to her armor class. Look at her armor class, it went up to a 30. Whereas if she's using the ranged weapon, she's a 27. So I think I'm going to start her off like this, because she usually doesn't even throw things. She's throwing spells left, right, and center. I don't really have any more rings that I can drop on hers will make it better. I do have her Constitution on there because she's at an 8 Constitution, so this is getting her up to just barely the 10, so that she's not a minus on her hit points. I really need to find a couple of like Constitution 6 belts or something because she needs it. She has on this Constitution belt a +4 for Dexterity and Constitution, mostly for her Constitution because that's what controls your burn. And then I also have the old +4 one that I had on had it on Val for a while. I put that on her because that, again, her intelligence is what bases her her spell-like powers, her kineticist powers are based on her intelligence because of the kind of kineticist that she is, the Dark Elementalist. That's based on her intelligence, on how strong things are, but her burn is still based on her Constitution, so it's kind of bizarre that way. Got him into +2, and armor class 5 there. I thought maybe that this would give her an armor class 7. So I could get her armor class. What does it do on her? 5 dex, though. Dang nabbit. Right now she's at 26. Does this change anything? Takes her up by 1, so we can do something else with these. Maybe put other bracers on her. Trying to maximize experience. Trying to maximize the I don't think there's anything else. I know who I was going to put the Ring of Invasion on. This might actually bounce around between people, but most likely I'm going to have that on Reggie when I get to him. I don't think I can get much better than this with her. Weapons-wise, I thought about giving her this other dagger, the shock dagger, along with this. So if for some reason she had to fight in melee, she could have both. As a general rule, she throws her stuff down range. She's up to 171 hit points, so that's something. And her sister is also at 171 hit points because of the Constitution. That's interesting. Constitution of 5 is 171. Constitution of 6 is 171. Why do they have different hit dice for their class things? But her armor class is just abysmal. She's at an armor class 5. She can actually wear this. She only has a 4 dexterity. So that would give her an extra armor class point. She could also wear this. So take her armor class up by 1, and then she usually has on her Enveloping Winds, which takes her up even higher. Was I going to give her one of these? Is that what it was? This was what I was going to do with her. I'm going to put this on her. It takes her armor class up to a 25. The other thing I was going to do for her... And she has this on to give extra damage. What did I have on here? Oh, I have her Constitution belt. She can't change her belts. This was giving her fire resistance and acid resistance. Yeah, I think this was the best I could do this way. She does have the Cold Iron Dagger, just in case we have to have somebody fighting with Cold Iron. Actually, you know, I think I'm going to switch that out and keep that in my inventory so anybody can use it. Well, I have a cold iron sword because I'm always in the party, so I think we'll leave that alone. I was thinking there was something else I could do for her, but I can't remember what it was. For armor classes. I don't think there is. 2, a 2, and a 2. If I get some 3s, I'll give her the 3s, but that was about as good as I could do. But she has a thing called the water shroud that you turn on as soon as she comes in. Just have it always turned on, and it gives her like a +4 to her armor class or something like that. So it will help her armor class go up to close to 30. Trying to get everybody up to 30 or better if possible. Tristan is never going to get there. While we're thinking about it, Reggie, we're going to put that in there. We're going to give you that. So this gives him evasion. This gives him luck. His armor class is a 28 because of the armor he's wearing, +4 leather, which gives him no armor check penalty. So all his abilities are at their normal. We could. Oops, his armor class 6. This would prevent blindness. This is. It's got a dexterity of 4. It's 4 dex, 4 dex, 6 dex, 5 dex. This only lets him use 3. Somehow I got him up to 30, I thought. What did we do with him? Thought I had him up to a 30. Somehow, some way. Maybe not. Or did I take... This is a 7. Maybe that's what I did? Maybe that's what I did. So I put this on him. He's up to a 29. That doesn't change. Why? Oh, because he's got this. No? It's dexterity and charisma. Oh, he's got these on. That's his deflection bonuses. Okay. So. Yeah, that's what I think I did. I left these on.
Doesn't fit me at all.
Her at 26. Because she's got. Or did I use. That's what I did. I put that on her. 27. Okay. And Reggie, give him back the Ring of Luck because. Where did it go? There it is. Wolf saving throws. I just don't have any gloves or boots to give him yet. I'm hoping to get some along the way here. This helmet, that's what it was. I took this helmet off. It's cute that he gives 6 points of damage, but this gives him 2 on his armor class. Now he's a 31 armor class. Since he's a frontline fighter, I figured he needed to have his armor class up. Okay. Jubilist will never have a decent armor class. It's just not going to happen. Unless I take this off. And this is an armor class 3. I could put him in this, which takes him up to a 25. Yeah, this gives him +2 bonus on attack rolls, but at this point he's good enough with attack rolls that I don't think he needs it anymore. Especially with the dexterity belt on. And then this gives him a +4 enhancement to his intelligence, which helps with spells. And this gives him wisdom. I don't think we have a better wisdom one. Let's do this price. It's the easiest way to find him. Now, we don't have a better wisdom or intelligence thing to put on him. Right? So, that's pretty much his things. I thought about giving him... Get this gloves on. Thought about giving him these. If I find some gloves that will like help these guys' strength, Manticore gloves or something I think it's called, I might swap these into Jubilus at that point, although Jubilus needs the strength too. That's his big downfall at this point. So you can't carry Dually Scott. Which is why we're always going to be carrying around the hat, so somebody can put it on and help us carry extra. I'm leaving this on. It gives him a +4 to his intelligence. That's the real big reason. And he can cast Delay Poison 3 times a day as a cleric, so extra Delay Poisons is good. Obviously, when I get better plus rings, they'll start going on all these people. Same thing with the amulets, but I have to find them right now. Reggie, Jubilus, did Reggie, right? It's up to a 31. Jubilus is up to a 25. He's at a 23. What were these? Yeah, this gave him his dexterity, so I could put a belt, so he has a decent strength to be able to carry stuff. His constitution's still only a 12. And then he's got on headband wisdom of 4. I ever find one that's a 6, you'll get it, because that'll help his spells. Aram has on one that's a 4 as well. So I need a couple of 6s to get those guys' wisdoms up even higher. Not so much for the saving throws, but the fact that they get extra spells by having high wisdom. Alright, and then the other thing is this thing here on Reggie. He can give up 2 armor to get this, which gives him +2 attack damage rolls when he's using his dragon form thing. So we're going to keep that around, because at some point I'm going to have Reggie probably doing that more than anything else. I don't need this. So I do need to keep some trophies. But I definitely don't need these. I don't have anybody left except Knock Knock. I had him in armor class 4 bracers. So he's up to a 29 already, and he's only got the 2s on. And I gave him this for give him a luck bonus on his saving throws, because his saving throws are terrible, to say the least. His fortitude and will are in the tank, so to speak. There isn't a lot I can do for him at this point. I mean, he's kind of at the best that he can be. I could put him in this. This is armor class 4. Could put him in this, which would give him... doesn't give him his maximum dexterity, though. Right now, his dexterity is what's making that all work. So all of these, this is about as close. I don't think this changes his armor class, because this might change it by... I don't think it changes it. Yeah. It just raises his flat-footed and touch. Goes down. So, yeah, none of these really help. This thing is, it sounds like it's good because, oh, +2 to your armor class, it's +2 deflection, which is what all these rings are deflections, so that robe really doesn't help anybody. This and keeping around so that I can have ridiculous persuasion skills if I know I'm going to go into it. +10 competency bonus on persuasion checks. It makes my persuasion be like a 40. What the heck's my persuasion now? My persuasion's ridiculously high. I can sell a freezer to an Eskimo with that on, because I'd have a 49 persuasion. So even if I had a 50 check, you know, a 50 skill check on persuasion, I would pass it. Yeah, I'm getting a little ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as I want to be. What I want is a physical perfection of +6, so I can have that be the year. Like +6 year, +6 year. And then I would definitely be ridiculous if I had a belt on. But what boots do I have on? Oh, why do I have these on me? I don't need these. Why do I have these on me? And why am I moving at 35? What have I got on that makes me move 35? It's persuasion. That's deflection, resistance, armor, tax. I have something on me that's making me move at +5 movement. Which being based on? Easy stride. Oh, these. So somehow these things get me to move an extra 5 feet. And bonus on all stealth checks, ability to cast Dimension Door spell once per day. Huh. I didn't realize those made me move 5 feet faster. Okay, well, I'll keep those. Greater invisibility once per day. I can Dimension Door. So cool. I'm in the high teens for my saving throws. Lindsay's still got a lousy fortitude saving throw, even with her constitution of 16. So she just doesn't have a high constitution. Just does not get a good fortitude saving throw. Probably need to find her something that would give her a fortitude saving throw of some sort. Right now I have her going first. She does have an 28 armor class, so hopefully she can withstand a few hits. She can fight if she has to. The big thing is I've got her with a +4 composite short bow, so yeah, we can. Again, everybody with +4 weapons is what I'm striving for. +3 at least, but +4 is better. Because +4 goes through everything except alignment type stuff. And +5s actually go through everything as far as damage reductions. Only damage reduction it doesn't affect is a damage reduction hyphen, because nothing affects those. What do we have her in? +5 competency trickery. And I really don't want to take that off because right now at trickery she's a 41. It's not the greatest on sneaking, but she can undo stuff like you wouldn't believe. And she's not bad on the rest of her other things here. So yeah, I think we're fine with her. So the only one playing around with Knock Knock, trying to see if I can get his armor class up. I really don't think I can get it any higher than it is. But give him this belt of incredible dexterity. He's got a 9 and 34 stealth and 26 trickery, so he's doing okay. So I don't think I need to keep any of this armor. This is a trophy. Alright, weapons-wise, I did give him this short sword, which he really doesn't need because he usually fights with these. He's too good with these. He's just way too good with those. Again, that's a trophy. You know, I'm seriously wondering if I should bother. $12 to $18 if she's using this. $10 to $17. She's using this. But it lets her rage a little bit longer. The York Double Axe. And hopefully someday we'll fix this so that it actually goes back to doing up its damage and she'll start using it again. I assume there's going to be some quest or something for me to do that. And then this gives her mobility pluses. Okay. I think we are done with inventory management here, other than like belt stuff. Okay, there is something I needed to do, I think. Or did I already do that? I think I already did it offline. Maybe not. Type. No, I did not. Okay. I'm not sure how this works. So I'm thinking that I don't have to have it active, I don't think. I don't know how this thing works. But I'm going to be putting some things into Octavia's spell book here. Everything I can grab. I don't think she can use that. Oh, she can copy that. Oh, that's necromancy. I shouldn't have bothered. Necromantic one, she doesn't cast real well. What about delay poisons? Nope. Dimension door? She can take a dimension door. Disintegrate? It's transmutation. Yep. Displacement. Ear-piercing scream. She already has that. Fairy fire, I don't think she's allowed to. That's a clerical thing. Fireball, she already has. Frigid touch, she does not have yet. Haste, she has. Can't do heals. Hold animal? Nope, she can't do a hold animal. Hold person, hold person. Hold person level 3. Give her that one. Again, this is necromancy. I'm not going to bother. Scroll of invisibility. She doesn't have that. That's ranger stuff. Can she do that? Nope. Can she do that one? Yep. Oh, hang on a second. Is that single? That's one friendly creature. This is communal. She can copy that. I only have one of those, so I don't want to give those up. She can't do this, I don't think. What's this? Volcanic Storm? What level is that? Level 4. She can go ahead and take that. Waves of Exhaustion is a level 7. Not going to bother. That's not going to work. Touch things. Okay. Stone to Flesh. She can do that. Stone Fist. Why not? Stinking Cloud she already has. And these things she can't do. That's Necromancy. Necromancy doesn't work for her. So I emptied out a bunch of my scrolls. Thinning down the herd because I'm not using them anyway. She's the only one that really can copy here. Jubilee sometimes can copy these things, but I don't think... I haven't found many things that he can copy. got to be something he can use anyway. Oh, he can take a Stone Fist. Okay. Take a Touch of Graciousness? No. How about a Stinking Cloud? No. Searing Light? No. Remove Blindness? No. How good is he? Scroll of Invisibility? Actually, I think he already has Scroll of Invisibility, doesn't he? Yeah. Scroll of Frigid Touch? Nope. Mention Door of Mass? Nope. He already... Oh, he doesn't have that yet. Can you do that? Oh, you can take a copy of those. I'm trying to get their spell books out so when I take them out I can actually choose to just take spells rather than doing it's got to be like only a druid spell or something because none of my clerics can cast that or anything. So I think I've got everything the Jubilus can do too. Can't do a hold animal. Can you do a hold person? No. Can you do it? No. What about a pain? No. Okay, and scroll blindness? No. Alright, so yeah, pretty much that. Rod of Undeath. I might give that to Jathael when she's casting her undead things. That might be... Yeah, let's put that on Jathael. Jathael. Before we accidentally go and sell it. Which I don't want to do. Where are you, Jathael? There you are. Instead of one of your Cure Lights, we're going to stick that on your belt. These two need to switch. There we go. I think that makes you... Yeah, activate that when you cast your undead spell. Because she'll summon undead, she can do it 3 times a day, so... and then some of these wands need to just go, because I never use them. Keeping that, keeping that, keeping that. I'm going to get rid of that. It's 1/2 your caster level, which means it'll add 1 to your perception score. It's just not worth carrying around. Fireballs are good. Freedom is good. Good Hope is good, plus 2 morales. Heroism is definitely great. Hold Person, I haven't used it yet. I probably should start having to try and use it. This is good for Jathael as well, because we can use that to heal her. Wand of Magic Missile. It does 2 missiles, so it's probably okay. Wand of Prayer. And I can have my clerics use these wands instead of their spells when we're getting into combat. Wands of Slow, obviously. The one thing I really don't have that I really want is a wand of... I want a couple more wands of, like, Stinking Cloud, because all I have is these 4. And Lindsay can't cast Stinking Cloud. Only she can. Alright. I might need to start taking Octavia with me everywhere. Alright, I think we're done with this, so now we're going to go sell a bunch of stuff, and then I'm going to put a break in. I've been at this for an hour. This is just a bunch of junk. I will label this as such, since I didn't really do anything other than just muck about. And then we're going to sell off a lot of stuff. I'm not going to keep these. I'm not using them. I'm just carrying them around for no good reason. There's another one. I'm not going to use those. I'm not going to use that. Everybody's copied this that can copy it. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. And I might still use on somebody. Scroll of Doom. So level 1. Get rid of those. That's communal. That's communal. That's individual. I'm going to get rid of this. This, I don't use those. I have a wand for that, and then if I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it for... Scroll of Searing Light is okay, because that's usable by the clerics. Remove Sickness helps. Get that. Right, Remove Sickness does... Where's the Remove Sickness one? Disease, nausea, and sickened effects. So it's only against one friendly creature, but it can be usable. That's a one-time crowd control thing. I just don't have the time to do these scrolls. When I get into combat, it's like all hands on deck. Okay, now, I was looking at this. Deflection bonus to armor class. Level 1s. We all have better rings on than this, so this will not help. So I'm carrying around 11 pounds worth of stuff that I can't use. This is a protection. This is a potion of shield done, okay. Lesser restorations we need. The resists, remove curses seems like a good idea, but it's only a level 5, so it's probably not going to remove too many curses. Protection from law. Why am I carrying around a protection from law? Protection from evil, I understand. Protection from chaos, I understand. I have a protection from law scroll. Remove blindness is good. Protection from arrows, protection. And then wisdoms. The mage armor. It says it gives you a +4 armor bonus to armor class, but I've been told that the mage armor doesn't work with other things. I think it still gives you the intangible thing around you. Level 10 displacement, level 5. Splendor. See, that's level 10, so that's worth it. I don't think this is worth carrying around. These I use all the time. These could be situational, just to get you out of a difficult terrain. It doesn't help you against everything. I have Featherstep Mass on a couple people now. Potion of Aid. These bark skins I know are no good. Oops. That bark skin is good. Gives you a +3. Full strength. Cat's Grace. Again, these are enhancement bonuses, and a lot of the stuff I have is already giving me enhancement bonuses, so I think I'm just carrying around stuff that I can't use. Not sure about these. Guess I'll keep those. Back down to the scrolls. I want to find a plant that I can cast this. I want to see what it does. To like a fly trap or something. Oh, that'll never use. That'll never use. Cash level 5. Yeah, I might use that once. Just to use it up. Okay, so I've weeded things down a bit. Oh, there was a... I'm never going to use that. I'm going to start trying to use the Blesses Wands and the scrolls and stuff to try and get rid of them. Some of these wands I don't think I'll ever use, but I'm keeping them around just in case. Alright, and then when we go over to armor, I just don't see me using any of these. This I'm going to keep because it's a trophy. Weapons-wise, nope. I have people that, everybody that can use a +3 weapon has a +3 weapon, I believe. Maybe not. Definitely don't need that. And I've checked, I've looked at the different size, and they don't really help stale. +3 great sword, don't need that. Got Val's Flaming Bastard Sword, Flaming Earthbreaker, +2 is not worth it. That's my trophy. That's an Undead Bane. This was a acid bane, acid thing. And a shock dagger, which I was going to try and give to somebody, so I think... Oh, this is... It's interesting, but I don't think I'll have anybody ever use it. If I really want it, I can come back and buy it. I have enough money here to buy things. So I'm really torn between having Amiri use the Orc Axe or using this Furious blade here, damage-wise. So I guess I won't sell it yet. I'm just going to get rid of that. Get rid of the armor, get rid of the weapons, get rid of the magic items. Oh, I didn't get rid of the magic items. That's what I was going to do. Alright, so I have at least +2s on everybody, so I don't need these. I'm not going to keep this. Not going to keep that. We'll keep the +4 just in case it comes in handy. One, two, three, 4. I do not think I need 4 of these. Maybe 2. Do I need these? I definitely don't need the Necklace of Double Crosses because that's just scary. And this is like you gotta do a remove curse versus DC to take it off, and if you don't, you're a dead person. So money. I already have this on Reggie, and I don't need these 2 either. Armor 4, armor 5. We'll keep the 5s. I'm going to get rid of the 4s. The 5 I might suddenly decide to put on somebody if I can figure out some other way with items. I can always come back and buy these, though, if I really need to. I just don't want to carry around stuff. That I'm going to keep because if I'm going alone, that's good to have on. I don't see me ever putting this back on. Anybody? I just don't see it. Just like I don't ever see me using this either. I'm just going to get the money for it. This. It's only against orcs, giants, and goblinoids. I haven't been running into that many giants anymore. Right now, orcs and goblinoids don't really scare me with my armor classes all close to 30. It's worth 3,000. We're going to sell that one. This is only worth 625. That's something he built for me, so I guess I'll keep it. Just leave it in my chest. And this I'm going to keep around for Reggie, just in case we decide that he's going to use that. Doesn't give you any armor class. Damage reduction 1 magic is not worth it. It's worth 1,500 gold. This helps you with will saves. Put that on somebody who's fighting. This, it's nice, but I don't see anybody using it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Get the money. Found this in the Tenebra Steppes, but I don't know that I'm ever going to use it again. I don't see Lindsay putting this on. I mean, she's got a ridiculous number of things. Sell it. Just trying to cut down my magical item choices too, so that I don't agonize over more in the future. All right. I'm going to keep that for now. It's worth 4,500. So I just make the decision and go with the orc axe until I get something better. It'll be 18,000 to buy it back. This gives you confidence bonus, mobility checks, if you equip it. I don't ever have anybody equipping it, so we're just going to do without. This I'm going to put on somebody, I just don't know who yet. Give that to someone. Okay, so we're going to hang on to this. 165,869 gold. Oh, 565,000. There is one thing I am going to go buy probably offline. I've been at this for over an hour, so I'm going to shut up here, and we're going to go back here. We're going to do probably one more kingdom management thing, and then we're going to see if there's something for us to do after we do that. Sorry for the boring inventory thing, but I thought it might be instructional to people to kind of skim through here and see the decisions that I'm making and the reasons why. Leave me comments on how stupid I am to do all that. I just thought having over 500,000 gold in my pocket might be worthwhile in case I come up against... I've noticed that some of the really good stuff is like 70,000 and 100,000 gold and stuff, so that 500 and some odd thousand gold might not go very far, especially if I have to buy build points as well. Alright, like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. You really like to see, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notify bell, be notified when I upload videos and schedule streams, and until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.